Real Madrid. This team are building a super team that we've never seen before. And at this point, I don't even know if anyone's going to be able to stop them. We've seen Real Madrid have many super teams in the past. They've had some of the best teams in the world. And obviously, they've won the most Champions Leagues out of any club. But this year feels different. This year, it feels like they're spending on a level that we've never seen before. The amount of transfers that they're bringing in, the amount of reinforcements, the new manager, they're doing everything correct. And at the moment, I don't think anyone's going to be able to stop them. If you guys have been enjoying all the content on the channel, remember to subscribe down below. We're almost at 11,000 subscribers and I can't do it without you guys. But without further ado, let's talk about Real Madrid. After watching the World Cup and seeing Spain lift the trophy, guys, I realized why Barcelona have been beating Real Madrid to the Liga trophy for the last multiple years. And the reason why is because you look at that Spanish squad and there are a decent amount of players on Barcelona and not many on Real Madrid, guys. And what does this mean? This means that the Barcelona Academy are currently doing better at building the youth, at improving the youth and taking them from the youth academy to the first team, to FC Barcelona. And that's why we see so many incredible young Spanish players on Barcelona's team. And that's why you look at this Spanish team that just won the World Cup and you look at players like Cubarsí, Lamine Yamal, Pedri, Gavi, so many more that are stars on this Barcelona team. But if you look at the Real Madrid team, there wasn't many of these players that won the World Cup that are actually playing on Real Madrid. But what Real Madrid is doing right now that Barcelona is not doing is they are spending the cash. Florentino Perez is doing everything in his power to get Real Madrid back to winning ways. And I feel like what he's been doing so far this summer is really proving to us why they may be the best team in 2027. Now, guys, the first thing we need to talk about is the main man, Jose Mourinho. This was the start of an amazing summer for Real Madrid. And guys, obviously, if you look at Real Madrid last season, they were using Xabi Alonso. Eventually, he left and they hired Arbeloa. To be honest, guys, Real Madrid last season, they weren't that good. Obviously, they did finish second place in La Liga, as you can see right here. But you look at them in the Champions League, underwhelming. You look at them in other competitions, underwhelming. But bringing in a manager like Jose Mourinho, who's been here before, he's done it with them, I think it's a pretty good appointment. Obviously, guys, when Jose Mourinho was the manager of Real Madrid during that 2010 to 2013 seasons, he won the La Liga, he won the Supercopa de España, and he also won the Copa del Rey. Now, to be honest, I do think a lot of people had higher expectations for Jose Mourinho at Real Madrid. But guys, if you look at Jose Mourinho throughout his recent 5, 6, or 7 clubs, guys, his best win percentage was with Real Madrid. Now, you may say, obviously, they had a very good team. But guys, you cannot underrate how good Jose Mourinho was throughout his career. He's a very experienced manager, and I feel like he is actually a very good manager for this job. He's a no bullshit manager. He's not going to take it lightly. He's not going to be hearing these arguments between Vinicius Jr. and Mbappe. He is going to play the team that plays best, whether that means benching a star player, whether that means having some controversial media outlets talk some shit about him. It does not matter to him. He will do everything in his power to make this team win. And that's why I do think appointing Jose Mourinho was the best start to the summer. Because if you look at the players that Real Madrid have brought in so far, they have brought in some incredible players, guys. So far, the confirmed players are Bernardo Silva, Marc Cucurella, Ibrahima Konate, and Denzel Dumfries. But obviously, there have been reports of Yan Diomande, who is now officially going to be going to Real Madrid for 100 million. And there are also reports that Real Madrid are looking to try and sign Rodri, and supposedly Florentino Perez has changed his mind about him and now he will do everything in his power to sign Rodri. Honestly, these signings are crazy. If you do not think that this is the best transfer window, I don't know what's going on with your head. We're gonna go one by one, starting with Bernardo Silva. Now, obviously, Bernardo Silva is a little bit of an older player, right? He's currently 31 years old. He's had his time with Manchester City. Before that, obviously, he was playing with Monaco, and he was a fantastic player during that time. But guys, why this is such a good signing for Real Madrid is because, in my opinion, some of their biggest problems last season were in the midfield and in the full back positions. And bringing in a midfielder in Bernardo Silva, yes, he may not have the legs that he once did, but Real Madrid are a team that plays so many games. They play in every single competition, and usually they go very deep in these competitions. So bringing in a player like Bernardo Silva, who can come off the bench, who can play in many different games, who can replace injured players, and who is a more experienced player and still a very technical player, I think is a very good signing for Real Madrid. The next player they signed was Marc Cucurella, and this signing I actually think is one of their better signings so far this summer. I'm a big fan of Marc Cucurella. I think with Chelsea, he was phenomenal for the few years that he was there. He's a player who is very, very good defensively. He's very aggressive. He's very quick, but he also has a very good ability to go forward, to make overlapping runs. His final product maybe isn't the best, but I think on the defensive end, he can really help this Real Madrid team, who, to be fair, have been struggling in the fullback positions. You look at a player like Carreras, you look at a player like Trent Alexander-Arnold. These players are very good going forward, but they struggle on the defensive end. So I feel like bringing in a experienced player in Marc Cucurella, a player who's won the Euros with Spain, he won the World Cup with Spain, I think this is a top tier signing. Next, they brought in Ibrahima Konate on a free deal from Liverpool. And this signing, I think, isn't as good as maybe Cucurella, but I still think it's a good signing. We know Real Madrid, throughout the whole defensive lineup, including their center backs, they have had some issues. And especially last season, they struggled so much with injury. And if you're telling me that you're going to rely on Raul Asensio to replace injured players, I don't think that's going to work out. Although Konate maybe isn't always the best center back, and in my opinion, I think he's a little bit of an inconsistent player. I think he has very high highs, but also sometimes very low lows. But at the same time, he's a very physical center back. He's almost 6'4". He's very, very strong. And I do think that's something that Real Madrid really need for that security behind a midfield who was somewhat lacking last season. The next signing is Denzel Dumfries, and once again, I think this is a class signing by Florentino Perez. Guys, I feel like a lot of people don't realize how good Dumfries is, but I feel like within the last couple of years, and especially now, he is in his prime. What he's done with Inter Milan over the last couple of seasons has been incredible, guys. He's helped them get to Champions League finals. He's helped them perform incredibly in the Serie A. The way that he can defend, his physicality, his pace is unlike no other fullbacks, but also the way he can attack, the way he can make overlapping runs, the way he has such accurate crosses into the box. He's always there on the back post for a header off of the cross from the other side. Guys, I think Dumfries is honestly one of the most well-rounded fullbacks in the world. I think he can do everything very, very good. And I actually think he's probably one of the best right backs in the world. So once again, this is an incredible signing by Real Madrid. And finally, the last transfer is Yan Diomande from RB Leipzig to Real Madrid. And now, guys, on FootMob, it doesn't say that this is fully finished yet. It hasn't fully been signed, but the agreement is there for around 100 million for Yan Diomande to Real Madrid. And this is once again a very, very good signing, guys. Yan Diomande is a very versatile player. He can kind of play on both sides. I will say I think he is better off the right side, which does work out for Real Madrid, obviously with Mbappe possibly playing in the middle and Vinny playing on the left. But I think Yan Diomande is such a good player. He's a very young player. He's only 19 years old. He's 2 years younger than me. But what he has that many other wingers of today don't have is he has an incredible ability to take on players one-on-one. We've seen it at the World Cup, we've seen it at the AFCON, and we've seen it with RB Leipzig last season in any competition they played on. His ability to take on defenders one-on-one is one of the best in the world. He's a tall player, but he's incredibly, incredibly fast. His burst of pace, quick first step, is one of the fastest in the world. Going to Real Madrid at such a young age. Now, he will have a lot of pressure on him, but if he performs, he could grow into a very, very good winger. And finally, guys, the last transfer I want to talk about is Rodri. Now, this is not 100% confirmed yet, but Florentino Perez has recently said that he does want to get Rodri from Manchester City. In my opinion, guys, this would complete Real Madrid. Rodri is one of the best DMs in Premier League history. He's an absolutely phenomenal player. And I feel like in the last couple years at Man City, a lot of people have said that he's not as good as he once was, that his legs aren't what they used to be. Now, obviously, that's expected when you're coming back from injury. But guys, if you saw how he performed at the end of the Premier League season and in the 2026 World Cup, he's still the best DM in the world, okay? He's fantastic. Guys, I'm calling it right now. If Real Madrid land Rodri, if Rodri goes to Real Madrid, they will be the best team in the world next season. I don't care what anyone says. They will win La Liga. They may even win the Champions League. They may even get a treble. That's how influential Rodri would be to this Real Madrid team. A team that does have a lot of youngsters. A team that does struggle with some egos. But bringing in Jose Mourinho, bringing in all these other incredible players, especially the fullbacks, which I'm a big fan of, and bringing in Rodri just for that central defensive midfield position, it would be the completion of this Real Madrid team. I don't think any team would beat them if they get Rodri. But guys, that's the end of this video. I just wanted to make a little video talking about Real Madrid's summer transfer window so far, because I think it's been absolutely incredible. And I think a lot of people are realizing that they are getting good players, but I think a lot of people aren't realizing just how good the players they're getting are, how good these fullbacks are. If they get Rodri, how incredible their team will be next season. I think that is the final missing piece to possibly a treble winning side under Jose Mourinho. As always, if you guys enjoyed this video, remember to leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Remember to leave your comments down below on where you think Real Madrid will finish next season with all the crazy transfers they've been getting. And as always, guys, stay tuned for more videos.